Let me ask Shma to first share. See if any viewers are there. Then we can
Only one person is there.
Let some 10. You can speak after sign 3-4 viewers.
Yes.
Reshma, share Gora.
Good morning, all of you. And today we are starting a new initiative of every day at 9 a.m. sharp, coming live with the daily current affairs news analysis. I hope that all of you will benefit out of that. You can share all of you. And today we are starting a new initiative of every day at 9 a.m. sharp, coming live with the daily current affairs news analysis. I hope that all of you will benefit out of that. You can share all of you. And today we are starting a new initiative of every day at 9 a.m. sharp, coming live with the daily current affairs news analysis. Let us start with the first topic. And as I told in the beginning, and we are starting a new initiative of the daily current affairs live session at 9 a.m. every day. Please attend every day. It will within 10-15 minutes, you can cover the complete important current affairs detailed analysis of the previous day. Whatever we are discussing today is yesterday's current affairs. The analysis of the 2023 Southwest monsoon is the first topic we are taking. As the Hindu yesterday had a India's extreme rain article on India's extreme rainfall corridor. we need to understand, when we are learning regarding this matter, we need to understand the changing monsoon mechanism in India. This article was completely based on how monsoon changed and how the rainfall system in India is changing due to global warming. Due to global warming, Indian landmass is getting heated heavily. That is why sometimes the fluctuation in the rainfall happens. Another important topic discussed in this article is regarding the India Meteorological Department, IMD. The India Meteorological Department has made some progress in forecasting the extremes or the extreme rainfall, and the multiple factors can combine still produce devastating heavy rain events, and that the extreme situation and the extreme drought, if is expected, or the extreme rainfall is expected, the India Meteorological Department has found, and India Meteorological Department has progressed a lot in predicting that. Related to this article, what do you feel? What we need to learn for the exam point of view? We need to learn whatever we have learned in the geography, how the monsoon happens in India. All of you know that in the summer season, the southwest monsoon winds and blowing from Arabian Sea reach touching the Indian landmass, and the winds are moisture laden, picking up moisture from the warm ocean surface, reaching India where the rainfall happens. The rainfall is mostly happening when the wind is hitting the Western Ghats or the Himalayan ranges and going up. This rainfall system and the rainfall which happens due to the mountains is also called as orographic rainfall. You must have studied in the geography. And coming to the low pressure system, the intense heating of the Indian subcontinent during summer creates the low pressure system over the landmass. This low pressure area acts as a catalyst for drawing the moist air from the ocean. And the air moves from high pressure to low pressure. Onset and progress of the monsoon. Looking into the onset and progress of the monsoon typically starts its onset over the southern coast of India around late May or the early June. It gradually progresses northward, covering the entire country by July. Definitely, there are differences in the rainfall. The topographical factors, as I told earlier, the Western Ghats and the Himalayas act as barriers. That is why the windward side gets heavy rainfall and the leeward side gets less rainfall. And the distribution of the rainfall, it brings the western coastal region, the northeastern states, and the foothills of Himalayas receive the highest amounts of rainfall from the monsoon, while the northwestern and interior regions receive comparatively less rainfall. By September and October, the retreat of the rainfall happens, and during the retreat, and from the northern part of India, it gradually withdraws from the entire country by October, making the end of rainy season. The article in the Hindu was related to analysis of the previous monsoon session. Moving to the second news. Lok Sabha passes the bill for women's quota in Jammu and Kashmir and Puducherry. All of you, in the previous days, you must have learned regarding the 106th Amendment Act of Indian Constitution. I'm sure that all of you will agree it is a historic act in Indian Parliament. Earlier in 2008, there was a bill for the reservation of seats for women in Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly. Multiple times the attempts were made to bring reservation for the women. But unfortunately, in our patriarchal system, due to multiple reasons, due to dissolution of Lok Sabha, the bills were lapsing. The 106th Amendment Act has been passed in 2023, giving 33% reservation for women in Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly. Day before yesterday, and the same bill was extended to the union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Delhi. Another bill was passed extending the 106th Amendment Act of Indian Constitution to the legislative assemblies of Jammu and Kashmir and Puducherry. We can see once again in detail the provisions of 106th Amendment Act. It gives, as we told, 1/3 of the seats reserved for the women in the House of People, that is Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly. Out of the total seats reserved, again 1/3 will be given for the women belonging to scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes. Then the women belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes will also get again another 1/3 out of the total seats reserved for women, and 1/3 again would be given for the women. Which are the articles newly added by this Amendment Act? As all of you know, we have studied in the Constitution of India, the Article 368 of Indian Constitution deals with the amendment. An amendment into the Constitution can be done by passing the bill separately in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha with the special majority. And I hope that in between, all of you are enjoying this live session. And I want to make it totally content-based and which will benefit you in the examination. I want to make it very summarized also. Instead of making a long session of 1 hour or 2 hours, I will try to summarize every day within 15 minutes the daily current affairs. One thing in between, I want to request you, if you are feeling it beneficial, please share with your friends. Let us spread it among all UPSC, APSC, or any other civil services aspirants. Let everybody benefit out of that in the early morning, and your previous day newspaper analysis and reading you can finish coming live every day at 9 a.m. sharp. Every day we can finish within 15 minutes. Article 330A. Article 330A talks on the reserve. It is a new article added into Constitution that is explaining the reservation of women in Lok Sabha. And Article 332A, reservation of women in the state legislative assemblies. Article 239AA, reservation of women in the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Article 334A, reservation to be effective after delimitation is undertaken and census is conducted. It will not be immediately effective. It will be effective after the next delimitation of the constituencies. Another thing, there is a difference in this regard in the 2008 bill and 2023 bill. 2008 bill had a provision which seats will be reserved for women. That will change after each election. In this election, my seat is reserved, my constituency is reserved for women. In the next election, it will not be reserved for women. But if the new bill tells that it will not change after every election, it will change only after next delimitation. Delimitation you must have studied in the Indian polity. Delimitation means after census. And the constituency's boundaries will be changed to make the population equal in all constituency inside the state. For example, if Assam state has 14 seats into Lok Sabha, I think Assam has 14 seats. These 14 will remain as 14 even during the delimitation. In the delimitation, what will be done? The number of population in every 14 seats will be made almost equal, because sometimes in some regions of the state, population increases fast. Some other regions, people might be managing the population. Then if we are going with the same system, in some constituencies, less people will be there. Some other constituencies, more people will be there. Then equalizing the population in all the constituency is the aim of delimitation process. We are moving to the next news. Rajya Sabha passes the bill for appointment of Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioners. So far, Article 324 of Indian Constitution, we have studied in our Indian polity class. In between, I want to tell you that if you are liking the way Academy of Civil Services is interacting with you and every day, and we are benefiting you every day, we have multiple courses, and the online course and the offline courses are there. And if you are interested to join the courses of Academy, you can talk to this number 9085268769. This number you can call and talk. Article 324, we have discussed in detail in our Indian polity class. Article 324 tells that Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners will be appointed by President of India. The Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners will be appointed by the President of India. But who will select? What is the selection procedure of the Chief Election Commissioner or election commissioners? Simply President of India will appoint the person, or is there any committee to do the selection of the Chief Election Commissioner and the election commissioners? Supreme Court in 2023 March made a judgment that until Parliament of India makes a procedure for selection, Parliament must make a procedure for selection of the Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners. Until Parliament makes a procedure, Supreme Court is making a committee composed of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha, and the Chief Justice of India. Until a new law is enacted by the Parliament, these three-member committee will do the selection of the Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners. Now, looking into why this was required, because the Article 324(2) that is discussing on the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners, the law tells that President of India can appoint the Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners subject to the provisions of any law made in that behalf by the Parliament. So far, even after 75 years of independence, the Parliament had not made any law in this regard. That is why Supreme Court wanted Parliament to immediately make a Parliament makes a law, the appointment by the selection will be done by a committee prescribed by the committee and suggested by the Parliament, these three-member committee. The new law, what it tells? One, it tells appointment committee. One appointment committee will be there as per the new law. In that committee, Prime Minister will be the Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha will be the, and a Union Cabinet Minister nominated by the Prime Minister. Three-member committee will do the selection. Obviously, for this selection committee, another search committee will give the short list of the names. And this search committee will have cabinet secretary and two secretaries rank members will be the to shortlist 5 members to the position. And then a search committee headed by a cabinet secretary, another 2 secretaries, that is a 3-member search committee will make a short listing of the 5 names. From those 5 names, and the main committee, Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha, and Union Cabinet Minister nominated by PM will make the final appointment. Unanimity and majority decision. The bill tells that decision should be taken by a unanimous decision of all these 3 members, PM, Leader of Opposition, and the Minister nominated by the PM if possible. If not possible, if there is a difference of opinion, then the majority's view will prevail. Next one, this decision making or the appointment cannot be invalidated due to vacancy. For example, imagine at a time, the office of the Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha is vacant. There is nobody in that position. There is no leader of the single largest party also in the Lok Sabha. In that situation, also decision can be taken in his absence. That decision will be 100% valid. These are the important news from and details of important news from yesterday's The Hindu. I hope that all of you enjoyed it and benefited out of that. As I told, it's a new initiative. You can share with your friends and who are aspirants of any civil services, whether state civil service or the Union Public Service Commission civil services. I will come live with you every day at 9 a.m. sharp. Today, I am winding up, and by the time you are starting your day, you can complete the daily news analysis. We'll meet again tomorrow. Until then, bye. Have a great day ahead.